and Native American Indians are the real Israelites of the Bible, and that our oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. You know what I mean? So we gonna get, and I'm gonna be holding it down until 12 Shield command us like a 12 Shield General Mahayaman get to. All right. Now, you can save your questions for him when he gets here. Sure, because someone give me Romans 11 and 13, 13, 11, slide. Because a lot of brothers and sisters nowadays, right? We want to, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, what we want to do is, we want to do what we want. We feel like we got the answers. We feel like, we got life figured out. We don't want to do what the Most High says. You know what I mean? We wonder why we catch so much hell and destruction in this earth today. Go ahead, whenever you got it, go ahead, read.
This is book of Romans, 11 verse 13. For I speak to you Gentiles.
Oh, it's like 11, 13. 13, 11. Yeah.
This is the book of Romans, 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep.
What time is it?
That it is time to wake out of sleep.
It is high time to awake out of sleep. This ain't the time to be playing and, playing around about coming in this truth. You got to come in here and get your life right, because we really don't have a lot of time left. We don't have a lot of time to be playing around and, smoking this blunt and saving another blunt for tomorrow. And, you could be coming up in these doors and getting them demons off you. You feel me? Like, you got to come up in here and change your life. You know what I mean? This is what you got to do. Read.
This is the book of Romans, 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
To awake out of sleep. You in a deep slumber. We are in a deep slumber. Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, man, we're in a deep slumber. And it's like, no one could wake you up but this truth. But this truth. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for us going out on the street corners and screaming this in your ears every Saturday, you know what I mean? We'll be lost. If the Most High didn't have so much mercy on us, we'll be lost and led to a whole bunch of destruction on this earth. Baba Kashar, can I get first 2 Peter's 1 and 10? You know what I mean? Because what we need to do, like I said, I could say this over and over. You gotta come in these classes, man. You escape unaliving when you come in these classes. Like, let me get on TikTok. You escape unaliving when you come in these classes. You know what I mean? When you get in this truth, you escape all that. Go ahead, whenever you got it.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 10.
Right.
Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
Do what?
Give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
When you get up in here, be diligent with this work. Be diligent. Stay on top of your game. Make sure you're doing what you need to do for the school. Do what you got to do. And say, like, be diligent. What else it say?
God. Be diligent to make your calling and election sure.
To make your calling and election sure. You got to make sure that you get, that you make them cherries. You got to make sure. You can't just, I'm going to sit back. No. I'm going to come back. I'm going to come next week. I'm going to come, whenever I can. You gotta jump on this opportunity, man. Jump on this opportunity to come in these classes and get your life right. That's how all the brothers up in here changed our lives. We wasn't always the men we are today. You know what I mean? Our old selves had to get unalived, for real, for us to become this brand new person. Baba Shaw, Deuteronomy 7 and 6, Baba Shaw. Someone get that for me? Because, that's not your normal self. You're not your real self in this place. In this place, you became domesticated, if I could, you know what I mean? Like a domesticated Black Hispanic man. You're not your real self. You know what I mean? You pacifying yourself with these blunts all the time. You got a mouth fetish. You can't stop eating pork. You know what I mean? We've been trained to do evil against the Most High in this place, man. You have something you want to say about? Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to read it? Go ahead. Nice and loud.
Deuteronomy 7:6. There are a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Say that again. Say that again.
There are a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
A holy people to the Lord thy God. Go ahead.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
The Lord thy God has chosen us to be his special people, the Israelites. We are the Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We're the Lord's chosen people, and we got to act like it. We got to start changing our lives to become the special people on the earth. Right. Didn't Christ say we the salt of the earth? We gotta make sure that we, change ourselves and, reject them demons that want you to do what you want to do. Right there. Is that the end of that? Somebody give me Proverbs 3 and 8. So like 3 and 5. So like 3 and 5. Go ahead, Nabar.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Go ahead. Oh, that was it on that? Above all people on the face of this earth. We're supposed to be above all these nations. Why are these nations on top of us now? Why are they ruling over us now? Why are they selling us Crown Fried Chicken right now? Why? Why are the East Indians, giving us donuts? They got the company Dunkin' Donuts and they selling us Dunkin' Donuts. Why is all these, they own all the gas stations for the most part. Why are we on the bottom and we ain't making a crumb off of anything? Right. All we got is, drug corners and what? Selling pills to each other, making money off of that, scraping the money that, I could bring this up right now. Biden just passed a bill to, pay $95 billion to aid for the foreign aid. The Palestinians, the Taiwanese, and it's another one I'm forgetting, slipping on me. But he got all that money to pay them. And what the hell he give us? What do we got? What do we got? Go ahead.
Likely, sir. What you bring it out is so heavy because all these other nations, they feed off of what we make popular.
Right.
They got these fried chicken spots. Ain't that something the so-called Negroes are known for eating?
Damn
now
right.
They got all the fried chicken spots. The Asians, they got all the hair spots.
Right.
That's what our system do. Those styles, what our Blacks and Hispanics do. And these nations come in like vultures to just feed off of us, which is literally the American dream. This is the pitch they make for these heathens to come into America to just feed off of us. Slavery in full effect still.
Goddamn right. Give him a hand because he's absolutely correct. It's ironic. The Asians, they making the hair. I seen a video where they get some little liquid, some material, and they put a brush in it and they stretch it out. And there goes your weave right there. It's another one with the Elamites, Ayalam in the Hebrew, where they got all the pubic hair out the sewers, all the pubic hair out the sewers over there in India, and do whatever the hell they got to do to clean it up, per se, and sell it to Black women, to Hispanic women. Goddamn. You see what predicament we are in this place? We're in hell. This is not our place of our rest. Brothers, and that's what brothers, that's what happens to brothers. When you start, when brothers, we start smoking weed, it takes the fight out you. Right. It takes the fight completely out you. You become so feminine and that's why for TikTok, right? So feminine. So yeah, it's like you become weak, feminine. You can't even stand up straight. You don't even your first thing you worry about, you don't even brush your teeth anymore. We just go straight to the backwoods. You know what I'm saying? We go straight to that. And worrying about filling the backwood up. The young brothers and sisters go to school with a pack of blacks on them. You don't go with a book bag or nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? I see it today. I seen it. It takes the fight out you. And what is the use you know what I mean? What's the use of your spirit that the Most High put in you if you lose your fight? You don't understand life yet. You don't understand what the Most High is doing in this place. What we need to do in this truth. We're in a constant fight in the Isupk. We're in a constant fight, constant battles. That's why I couldn't really, you know what I mean? A lot of brothers getting wrapped up in the rap beefs and everything. We got real battles here in the Isupk.
Right.
We got real enemies in the Isupk that want us to be unalive. They want to unalive us. They want to see us, you know what I mean, down. They want to see us defeated. We got real enemies up in here, you know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, I'd rather be devoted to this battle than anything else, for real.
That's right.
I'm gonna get to some of these questions on TikTok real fast. Like, oh, they really ain't talking about. Ain't really got much. All right, so yeah, Bob Gashaw, you got Proverbs?
Proverbs 3 and 5, sir?
Come.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Don't trust in America. Don't trust in your oppressors. Don't trust in that slave that you got, that job that you got. Don't trust in the vanity of money that you got. Don't trust in any of that because it's nothing. It means America's about to fall real soon. Don't trust in anything that our oppressor puts in front of us, man. Don't trust in nothing, but trust in this. Read.
And lean not unto thy own understanding.
Lean not unto thine own understanding, but that's what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans do today. What we do, we feel like we got everything figured out. Stop smoking weed. What you mean? Man, I've been doing this my whole life. What you talking about? What you mean? I've been doing this my whole life. I don't feel what you talking about. What you saying the side effects are? I feel like I'm straight. I'm straight. No, go ahead, brother. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? This is what our brothers feel like, you know, this is what they say, this is what they feel in their head. Go ahead, read. I think that might have been it on that. Skip up to verse 7.
Verse 7. Be not wise in thine own eyes.
Be not wise in thine own eyes. You coming out with your own, and from there, hold Romans 10, chapter 10 too. Romans 10. But stay there though, but hold that. So yeah, you know what I mean? Don't be wise in your own eyes. Don't be wise in your own eyes. Like I just said, you know, you got all the answers. You can't get taught anything. You shutting your ears, you know, with everything that's being said to you. All the medicine we trying to give you up in here, but you decline it. You push it away. You push it away, man. And you know, the Lord said, "Don't be wise in our own eyes." Read.
And depart from evil.
Depart from evil. Now, give me what you hold in Romans, chapter 10.
Book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 2. For I bear them record that they had a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
That's right. Like, listen, we have a zeal for God, but not according to knowledge. Brothers making drugs they God. The first thing they do is we do in the morning is light up. That's the first thing we want to do. First thing we want to do is, you know, for brothers that's in Islam, we want to bow our heads to a rock. And, you know, what is prophesied we would do in Deuteronomy, saying we'll worship gods that our fathers have never known, even wood and stone. Today, we worshiping all the other gods except for who we supposed to be doing, who we supposed to be worshiping, the only true and living God, and the God of the Bible, the God of the Israelites. But we want to choose and, you know, go into all these different ideologies and ways of thinking that was presented to us by the heathen. The heathen wants us to be evil and wicked. They want us to be this way. And why? Because they know the longer we are evil in the eyes of our Father, that they'll get to rule over us for eternity. If they get us to sin and continue to sin, you know what I mean, and continuous sin, perpetual sin, you know, they know that they can rule over us forever. You know what I mean? They could leech off of us forever. Had they sons, you know, go into prestigious colleges off of our money, hard-earned money forever. Read.
But not according to knowledge. For they, being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have
Right. You go and establish your own righteousness, like I was saying. You want to do what you want to do. You feel like what we saying in the truth in the Isupk is nonsense. You think we some crazy brothers, you know what I mean, black Hispanic men screaming on the corner, don't know what the hell we talking about. Yo, they some crazy niggas. We ain't messing with them, man. We know what I mean, they crazy. Read.
Have not submitted themselves to the righteousness of God.
Right.
For Christ is the end of the law for righteousness for everyone that believeth.
Right. So, like, you know, and what we doing in this truth is we giving out love to our brothers and sisters, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. No one loves you more than the Isupk. That's why we tell you, you know what I mean, to stop doing what you're doing. Give me slot. Dang, slipping over right now. But that's why we tell you what we tell you. We tell you to stop smoking weed. We tell you to stop, you know, popping pills. We tell you to stop doing all these drugs. Stop selling drugs to your brothers and sisters out there, man. We tell you to stop doing all that. First John chapter 2, verse 5, verse 3. Whenever you got it.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him.
Know who? Know him, meaning the Father. We know, this is how we know the Father. Go ahead.
If we keep his commandments.
If we keep his commandments. We got to keep these, and this is what we tell you all the time, 24/7 in the UPK. You got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And that's how you seek, that's how you want to seek life. You want to live. You keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And guess what? Can you go to the 5th chapter, 3rd verse? Same book. Verse 3.
Verse 3.
5th chapter.
Verse 5th chapter.
Yeah, 1 John chapter 5, verse 3.
Okay. This is book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God.
This is the what?
For this is the love of God.
This is the love of God. This is the love of God right here. Read.
That we keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments. So we telling you to keep his commandments. We telling you we giving you the most love you ever gonna hear. You know what I mean? We teaching you to keep the commandments. So like anybody got the door? Oh, that's right. We telling you to keep the commandments. We telling you to be righteous in the eyes of the Most High. And that's love. That's how you love the Father, by keeping his commandments. Now, can we get 4? 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. Because this is brotherly, you know what I mean? This is brotherhood right here. We telling you, you know what I mean, what to do and what not to do. You could be an evil, wicked bastard and, you know what I mean, sin against the Most High and you be unalive.
Right.
Unalive in a tragic car accident. You know what I mean? Anything, you know what I mean? This keeps you alive. This is brotherhood. Read.
1 John 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hated his brother, he is a liar.
If you know, but you know, that's for Christians too. Any man say he loves God and you hate your brother, you a damn liar. You're a damn liar. You know what I mean? Read.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he has seen, how can he love God, whom he has not seen? Now
you see your brothers every day. We see our brothers, you know, sleeping on the sidewalk, head using the pavement for their pillow at night, you know, sleeping at bus stops, sleeping at the train stations, you know, but you hate that brother. Why? Why you hate that brother though? And you see him every day. You don't want to have nothing to do with that brother. You want to walk past him and look at him like an animal, like a filthy rodent. But you say you love God, and you know the heavenly Father. You don't even see the Most High, but you hate your brother, and you see him every day. Scripture, you know what I mean? Obviously, like, is it not?
I go to 21.
John, go ahead. Let me hear it.
And this commandment have we from him, that he who loves God love his brother also.
You know what I mean? You love the Most High. You got to love your brother. That's, you know what I mean? You have to love your brother. You say you love the Most High. There's no way for you not to love your brother unless you just a evil, you know what I mean, a hypocritical bastard. You feel me? Leviticus, can I get Leviticus 20 and 26? Probably sure. You know what I mean? You hate your brother, but you say you love God. You really love your oppressor. You love whoever's in power. In fact, you were prostitutes. Like, I don't think TikTok. You were, you know, you behave yourself less than a man for whoever's in power. And, you know, you do that for your oppressors. You smile in your oppressor's face at the slave, at the job. You give him no hard time, no, you know what I mean, no trouble. But your brother, you know what I mean, you want to have an evil eye against your brother all the time. All the time, you want to be at odds with your brother. Show no lack of, and show no brotherhood with your brothers. Read. 20 and 26. Leviticus 20, 26.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26. Ye shall be holy unto me.
The Lord said, we should be holy unto him. Unto him we shall be holy. Meaning separate. Holy meaning separate. You know what I mean? Or set apart. Like if I slice my arm, if I cut my arm off, my forearm will be detached from my other parts of my arm. You know what I mean? Meaning it's separate. The Lord said he would set us apart, that we will be holy unto him. Right? Go ahead. Read.
For I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine.
She said, for I, the Lord, am holy and have severed you from other people. So like, yeah, I have severed you from other people, meaning we're not supposed to be joined with, you know what I mean, all these other nations. We're not supposed to be, you know what I mean, trying to give our love to these other nations, trying to be having a one rainbow coalition, kumbaya with all these other nations. We're supposed to be set apart from these other nations. That's why everybody's over. So like it said, Shalom Lord Christ. You went to class? Come on. So yeah, we're supposed to be set apart from these other nations. But we want to join these other nations. We want to join their ideologies. We want to join their religions. We want to put a kufi on our head. We want to wear them we want to wear them dresses that they wear. Them, you know what I mean? Them brothers be wearing dresses all the time. And you know, they thinking they, you know, righteous. They think they righteous. They think they, you know, they got it. Listen, bro, I'm gonna tell you, I shouldn't have to break this down to you. Stop wearing dresses. Stop wearing dresses. You don't gotta take the dress off and put some boots on. You know what I mean? Get in the truth, get in the Isupk. Find the nearest one nearest you. You don't have to wear, just because an Arab told you to put a dress on, this is the custom that we do. We gotta put this dress on, we wear this kufi. I'm calling it a dress because that's what it looked like. You're wearing a dress. Me as a brother, I would tell you out of love, you don't have to be wearing dresses all the time. You do not have to wear dresses at all, Salaki. At all. Don't wear a dress at all. Put some damn boots on and come in the truth. You know what I mean? But you choose to be, you know what I mean? I mean, do what you want. I'm kidding. Don't do what you want. Go ahead. Is there any more on that? All right. No sweat. No sweat. Give me Matthew 5 and verse 2, verse 3. I'm gonna come up there with you real quick, so 5 and 3. So, but not yet. Yeah, so he severed us from these other nations. We want to join Islam. We want to be joined to Christianity, serving an oppressor God. You know what I mean? The same one that they pushed on us when we was brought over here in slavery. But you want to, like a good slave you are, you want to stay in the church. You want to stay praying to an oppressor Jesus. You know what I mean? Acting like he's your black woman up in the church. They want to act like he's her husband or something. You know what I mean? He's not your man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. You got what I asked for?
Matthew chapter 5, verse 3. Blessed are the poor.
Blessed are the poor. The blessed are the poor. Now you see that's a total upside down situation right now. Blessed are the poor. Now everybody in the country, in America, will look at these stars, the celebrities of America, and feel like they're blessed. They want the money that Jay-Z got, the so-called money Jay-Z got. They want the fame and the fortune that the basketball players got, LeBron James and all them have, right? The Dwight Howard. I tell people all the time, money is not everything. You know what I mean? In the book of Timothy, it says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. I mean, you look at the Dwight Howard, he got a lot of money, but he's a flaming, he's flame. He's he's on fire. Feel me? Right. He's on fire. Go ahead, I think. Right, that was it. You want to bring that was it? Yeah, Will Smith, he got all the money in the world, but he did, terrible things in his start coming into Hollywood. I don't even want to talk about it. He did terrible things. I don't even want to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Things, the unthinkable he did. But yeah, the Dwight Howard, he got all the money. He's a basketball player, but he's on fire. The real brother. What did it say right there? Read that again.
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs.
The blessed are the what?
The
poor. The blessed are the poor in spirit. The Black Hispanics and Native Americans in the ghetto that's forgotten about. Everybody forsake them. And nobody want to help them. We just went to the McDougal projects in North Carolina and helped that project. We fed whole projects and clothed the whole projects. You know what I mean? We gave them clothes and all that and food, and they loved it. And that was the safest they ever been. The kids was able to play in the parks freely with us being there. We had that whole thing locked and secured. Now, remember that when you try to talk crazy about the Isupk, because our works speak for themselves. You know what I mean? Our works are, no one, it's second to none, our works. And all these other Israelite groups, what do you do? Or the Christian church, whoever, we got plenty of enemies that speak against us. You know what I mean? But their works don't add up. But it says, blessed are the poor. Blessed be the poor. Blessed are the poor. You know what I mean? Read that, go ahead, read that again. So like.
Blessed are the poor in spirit.
Right.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. The Most High looks down on us and sees us in these ghettos, and we think that we just, this is life forever. We think this is life forever. We think we're going to forever be under oppression, and we never going to see freedom. And a lot of brothers, our oppressor has done such a good job on us. Well, some of us, we feel like we are free. Just because we can get a couple dollars here and there from a slave, just because we can, satisfy our lust, every day, we feel like we're free. You can go ahead and go and pop any promiscuous woman you see, anytime you feel like it, anytime you please. We feel like we're free because our oppressors give you a license to do so. We're not free. Read that again. Select.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Not the rich. Not the rich. Not at all. They are some of the most wicked people on the planet. You know what I mean? The Epstein Island. You know what I mean? Those are rich. Those are billionaires going over there and doing all that heinous acts over there. And we brought out the entertainers. You know, the entertainers, they got money too. They got a whole bunch of money, but you know, their morals is down the drain. Their morals is in the gutter. Now, Salakia, let's drop that. Give me Isaiah 66 and 14. No, 15, Salakia. Now, this life here that we living in America is not forever. It's not forever. The sooner we turn back to these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave to us, man, that He gave to us in the book of Deuteronomy, He gave us all the He laid down all the blessings we'll have. He laid down all the curses we'll receive. But we choose to be in our transgression. We're not going to be in this hellhole forever. We're not going to be in this hellhole forever. We're not going to be in this destroyed state forever. One day, our oppressors going to pay for what they did. One day, our oppressors, they're going to, reap the benefits of, laying a finger against the Israelites, against the children of God. You know what I mean? They're going to see what that gets them. Read that.
Isaiah 6, verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire.
Now, this is what the Lord is going to do to these devils, and I can't wait, right? Read that again from the top. First, wait, hold that, Salaki. Revelation, before we read that, that's going to be the one I end all it off. Give me Revelations 2 and 9. 2 and 9, Bob Kishore.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works, in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Right.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
Wait, Salaki, let me catch up with you. Salaki. Let me see. Oh, wait, Salaki, I believe it's 9 and 13.
9, 13.
Dang, Salaki. No, Salaki, give me the one in Revelation where he says, he that killed with the sword, Salaki. But for sure, because he going our oppressors, he's going to pay for everything he did. He's not just going to skate off without being harmed. You know what I mean, by the Lord. The Lord's going to make sure he's going to see that he gets. You got it? Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity
He
shall go.
that leadeth into captivity shall go. So what? Slacking.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And that sounds like equality to me.
Right.
That sounds like equality. That sounds like justice. Now, reparations and all that. I mean, that's cool. Y'all bringing that up. That's, it doesn't lay, a finger, it doesn't light a candle to what that said right there. That's justice.
Right.
Reparate, we don't need, pay. We need our oppressors to pay, for real. We need them to pay. Read that again. Salah.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. They led us into captivity by the way of cargo slave ships. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. It was prophesied. He led us into captivity with cargo slave ships and, made us work in forced servitude. You know what I mean? This is what he did. Now he has to receive that. This is justice. He has to be put in chains. That man has to be put in chains. He has to be walked like a dog. His children have to work for my children and my great-great-grandchildren. Why? Because the Lord said it. The Lord said it right there. He just said it. Now, give me Isaiah 66:14. This is some of the things that's going to happen to our oppressors. This is some of the things that's going to happen because we're not going to be in this predicament forever. Not forever. We got to rise at some point. That's why we putting in this work in Isupk, so we can get rulership, so we can receive our, our crowns. This is what we're doing. We put this hard work in so we can get our people right and we gain the kingdom. Read. 15.
Isaiah chapter 66 verse 15.
Right.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire.
The Lord is going to come with fire. The Lord is going to come with fire, right? In the day of the Lord, this is what's going to happen. Read.
With his shirt like
Y'all about to ship me out, shot bucket. No!
Get it on. Put your phone up. No problem. There you go. I thought this was yours. Oh, this is supposed to be here. All right, Akim. I'll answer your questions in the room and online. Get them together. I'll answer them now. We'll go into Mother's Day today. All right, arm you up with that topic. We'll go into the history of Mother's Day. All right, where it comes from, who Mother's Day is actually worshiping, who Mother's Day is actually honoring. We'll go into that. And then I'll ask the people listening a question about Mother's Day that I've always wondered. A question I've always wanted to ask you, all right, about Mother's Day. First, I'll get the questions, okay? When you're ready, let me know.
Ready, sir? This is from Officer Nawanya Allah.
I'm fine, warrior. For what?
Can I get a breakdown on Acts chapter 2 and verse 17?
No. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And what is a prophetess?
No sweat.
I got it, sir.
Okay.
This is the book of Acts chapter 2 and verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith God, I will pour out of my spirit upon all flesh.
Upon what?
All flesh.
See, all flesh right here is speaking about men and women and children of Israel. That's the all flesh, right? That's the first thing you need when you get into the bigger, more larger battle about, is this speaking about every other nation? It's going to explain in 1 second that the all is talking about men, women, and children. All right? Go ahead.
And your sons and your daughters.
And your what?
And your sons and your daughters.
And your sons and your daughters. Go ahead.
Shall prophesy.
Shall do what?
Prophesy.
So that's how you know what the all is speaking about right there. The all is speaking about women, children, men, all of them. The young and the old, all of them. Usually in times past, the young people didn't receive this type of gift. You know, the older men are the ones that were in charge and had the authority and spoke the word of God. But the Bible prophesied at a time when even young people were going to have authority from the Most High God, because the Lord was going to spill his spirit out onto all flesh. Everybody understands? Go ahead.
And your young men shall see visions.
Keep going. Your young men shall see visions. I just explained that. Go ahead.
And your old men shall dream dreams.
I just explained that. Keep going.
That was the only
Okay, his question is, what is a prophetess? Let me do that quickly. A prophetess is a woman who is given the reality of the future from the Most High God, meaning she knows about a future, an event that will take place in the future. She understands. She knows it's going to happen. The best example of that is Deborah or Deborah in the Bible, where she knew that the prince of the Assyrians would be unalived by a woman. That was the prophecy that she received. She knew that. The Most High showed her that the Assyrian prince would be unalived by a woman. She went and gave that prophecy not to the congregation, not to the Sunday service people sitting in church, not to thousands of people on the internet. She gave that prophecy to the man who was in charge of Israel, because your prophecies mean nothing if they're not in the hands of a man, because men are in charge of this nation. Everyone understands. A prophetess is a woman who God shows her the future. Now, if you actually are a prophetess, then you'll give it to a man for him to take action on it, or for him to decide it's not a prophecy, but it's a man's decision. How do you know that? Precept. For it is not for a woman to usurp the authority of the man. I suffer not a woman to teach. I suffer not a woman to speak or to usurp the authority of a man. A prophecy from God, which a woman absolutely can and does receive, it does not give her authority over men. It doesn't. Can I give you another example? A child. If a child, is an amazing tennis player or an amazing singer, that child still has a parent, and that parent is in charge of that very gifted child. Hence, the Serena Williams or Michael Jackson and his family. Michael Jackson's tremendous talents didn't make him Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson is in charge of the family. Serena Williams, her earning potential, which, my God, was so much more than her father could ever earn. But her father was in charge of that child. The rules apply the same way today in America. If your child has a gift, that child can't go out and exercise that gift without the permission of its parent. Am I telling you something you've never heard of before? But if your child is some amazing basketball player and could make it to the NBA at 17 or 16, you have to get the parents' permission for that child to go and play basketball overseas or to go play basketball anywhere, even though the child has received a gift from God. It's the same way when a woman has a gift of prophecy. The Lord gives her a gift of prophecy. She understands the future. She has a prophecy that is from the Lord. Now she takes it and she gives it to Daddy. And he decides whether or not it's from the Lord and he'll act on it or not. Everyone understands. Next.
This is from Troy Smith.
Troy Smith, I see you, warrior. What can I do for you?
Shalom, General. If you see fit, can I please get a breakdown of Hebrews chapter 13, verse 1 through 5, specifically verse 4. What does "and the bed undefiled" mean for us?
No problem, Troy Smith. You got it. I'll go ahead and read. You have the Mr. T video I sent you, Dai? He's not here. Is it up on? Just put it up there so I don't forget to go over it, right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13. We'll start verse 1.
Straight to his question.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all.
Marriage is honorable in all. What does in all mean? Meaning in every way. Marriage is honorable in every way. There is nothing foul or dirty about marriage. That's important for you to know, because there are people today that want to tell you that marriage is disgusting. Marriage is vile. Why? Because you already have a woman. So because you already have a woman, you marrying this woman is disgusting. That's horrible. That's cheating on her. That's a lie. Marriage is honorable in every way. You're building a family. Don't you realize that's what you're doing? If you have one wife or 5 wives, you're building a family. How could that be wrong? Wrong to give stability to a nation so unstable. How could that be wrong to be fruitful and to give guidance and direction in a nation where guidance is so rare and where there's more death than there is life? Marriage is good in every way. Go ahead.
And the bed undefiled.
And the what?
And the bed undefiled.
You see that? And the bed undefiled. Why? Because some people say that you're cheating on her in that bed. The action that you took is cheating on her. The marriage bed is undefiled. It's clean, absolutely clean, like the Sabbath. Come on. You better handle this out. yeah, put it up front, put it up top there. Also, it's too low too. Stack it up on a book or something like that, all right? Around about this height that my hand is at is better, okay? Go ahead.
But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
But what?
But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
But whoremongers, what's a whoremonger? No one knows? Come on, in front up.
It's a it's a man that sleeps with.
Alexa, what is a fishmonger?
Fishmonger is a noun meaning a dealer in fish, especially for eating.
What's a whoremonger? A dealer in women, a dealer in whores. Monger means seller, right? That's a Christian myth. It comes from the Christian church. It comes, you know where that lie about whoremonger comes from? Because Christians want to say that if you go sleep with a lot of women, you're a whoremonger, which is why I always ask the question, what's a whoremonger? Because inevitably someone will say, a man who has sex with a lot of women. That's not what a whoremonger is. A whoremonger is a man who sells women. Just like a fishmonger is a man who sells fish. It's what you might call today a pimp. A pimp is a whoremonger, and a whoremonger is a filthy, disgusting thing. It's a sin to sell your wife for sex, the way that someone would sell wine or the way someone would sell fish, right? That is disgusting. A whoremonger is disgusting. Why? Because he takes his wife from his bed and sells her to other men. Like that filthy, what's that devil? Captain Jazar put on his show. Forget his name. Adam 22. Ugh. I had to do some research on him for Captain Jazar. That cat sells his woman. Did y'all know that? He sells his woman to anybody who gets enough likes on their Instagram page. They get to go have sex with his woman, and he has children with her. He sells his child's mother for Instagram hits. He's a piece of garbage and filthy and vile. His bed is disgusting. His bed is disgusting. Your bed is, clean, sweet, wonderful. Why? Because there's nothing dirty about it. How could it be? Marriage is clean in every way. Everyone understands. Next.
This is from 1 West Rakabia. Shalom Alawat. If I could get
Shalom Rakabia.
If I could get a breakdown on Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 16, specifically, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor.
No problem. Go ahead and read. Someone try to fix this thing up here for me if you're able to, all right? If you can, let me know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 16. Thou shalt not go down. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer.
Thou shalt do what?
Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer.
Who knows what a talebearer is? A talebearer is a chisme. A chisme, a gossip. Chisme is Spanish for gossip. That thing up there, that picture is hanging. This, right. Chisme, that's a gossiper, man. Some mojero or some ella that's a chisme. A stinking gossiper. Don't do that in here. Don't be a gossiper. Some people like that. Some people cannot stand peace. They hate it. They hate when people love each other. They can't. This thing got a warning or something here. I don't know what I said. But clearly it was offensive. Right? It must have been chisme. That must have been evil in the sight of man. It's some people hate peace, and you'll find people like that, especially on social media. Now that your ex-woman has access to your page and all of your exes and all of your high school sweethearts and everybody that knew you in the world that will go onto your page and see you and your wives happy, see you having children and at peace with each other. Before you know it, some chisme comes and wants to talk to your wife and inbox your wife. Forget about it. That's half my day spent with who is inboxing you and sending your wife all kinds of messages and sending your wife pictures of you and her and blah, blah, blah. And you know he got me pregnant and this and that. They're just gossipers. Chisme. Gossipers. You cannot do that in here. Sisters, you will be kicked out of this school for gossiping. It'll happen. You'll be gone. You will not disturb the peace in this house. That cannot happen. Everyone understands. Sisters, you understand, I pray. Because you'll be in the streets. You'll have a purple shirt on in a second. If you gossip in here, a purple dress. You'll have a long purple dress for the summer. If you gossip in here. Go ahead and read.
Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor.
Neither what?
Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor.
Keep reading.
I am the Lord.
Now, I just basically broke that down. You stood against the blood of thy neighbor. You're against your own, come on, blood. You're against your own blood. Huh? You can't be a gossiper, a chisme, a talebearer. You go back, and some of you bitches do this, and I find out about you a lot. Well, your husband will have another rib, and he'll bring his other rib down to the class. And then you'll call his other rib and go, yeah, he brought her down to the Sabbath service. Yeah, he brought her down to class. Yeah, she liking his pictures. Bitch, you're going to be in a purple dress for the summer. I'm telling you what you're going to do with your summer. You're going to spend 18 hours a day in the IUIC and they Sabbath service. So, the IUIC has Sabbath class for like 12 hours. Is that true? Let's show them the camera. Bitch, you're going to be hot in there because you're going to be in that purple dress in the IUIC for 16 hours on the Saturday. Go ahead and break it down.
My sister, unfortunately,
Nobody's perfect. Go ahead.
It'd be like 6, 7 o'clock at night. I'm like, yo, what you doing? Like, trying to get with my nephew. She like, we in Sabbath. I'm like, yo, the Sabbath over. Like,
Oh, I didn't mean for you to go through all that. You could just stand up on the chair. Y'all bring out the big guns. Like, it's all right. No, Lord, now that we got another problem now. Clap it up, the water. The brother, listen, they in a Sabbath service for 10 hours. Bitch, you gonna be in there. You're gonna be in the Sabbath service for 12 hours in the IUIC because you gossiped in One West. You die.
So heavy. Sister told me that they locked them up in gymnasiums while he goes about his day while watching everybody across like the nation in IUIC. In the gymnasium, eating cold sandwiches while he's got product in the
living a free and queer lifestyle. Listen, if I was you, sister, I wouldn't want to be full of them. Nate is a Christian, and Christians love to, have all day Sunday. Your grandmama probably did that in church all day, all night, all Sunday. That's where he gets that from. Well, that's where you'll be if you gossip. Do not call your husband's other rib, his other wife, and tell her anything negative about her husband, anything about her marriage, nothing. You shut your stupid mouth about a brother and his other wife. Do not call his wife and say, well, she brought her down to class. Well, she was in the Sabbath service. Bitch, I hope you like the color purple because that's where you'll be all Saturday, hot as hell. Keep going. Okay, that's your answer. Next.
So God, this is from I am Judah. Sloppy sir. Quick question. Is it a sin to date a woman who has a partner that is a heathen?
Let me get it right. Is it a sin to date a woman who has a partner, like a business partner? Like she owns a hot dog cart with the brother, something like that? Or a person? Go ahead. What does he mean by partner?
Is it a sin to date a woman who has a partner that is a heathen? I say this because the law was, but is it a sin? Would it be an error with the Lord?
So I'm assuming you mean she's having sex with a heathen. Let's assume that, unless he can elaborate. So her husband is a heathen. Is it a sin to date her? Absolute. I'm sorry? Okay, let's hear that.
I say this because I spoke to a woman today, and we spoke briefly, and so I asked her out, and she was with it, but she mentioned she had a man, so I stepped off.
And her man was a heathen, I'm assuming. Okay, well, let's just leave it. Let's skip the part about how that didn't hurt your stomach that you go behind a white man. That's up to you. Me myself, you can take my turn. You can have my turn, Imad. It's you up. Imad, you want my turn with her? You can have it. Because I'm skipping my turn. I don't want my turn. Pass. You can have my turn with a woman who has a white man in her. No, thank you. But let's move on from that, okay? Is it a sin? Absolutely, it is a sin. Why? For the reason the brother just said. The law is not for them, it's for us. I'm not having sex with a woman who has a man because the law is for me. The law is not about whether or not this white man is dealing with her. The law is about, will I sleep with a woman who has a man? The law is for me, so I can't do that because I keep the law because it's for me. Everyone understands. Next. See me one more time, please, up. Go ahead.
Next question is from Isupk Columbus. Shalom, Alawah.
Shalom, warrior.
If you see fit, Alawah, may I get a general breakdown of Galatians chapter 3, verses 10 to 13?
No problem, Columbus, Ohio. You got it. Send me one more time. Thumb you out, please. Go ahead.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 3, and verse 10. For as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse.
Mm-hmm.
For it is written, cursed is everyone that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them.
The second verse that he read explains the first verse that he read. That's all you need. When you hear this first verse, read the first verse. Shalom, y'all. Read the first verse.
For as many
The
as
first.
are,
I'm sorry. Go ahead and read that.
for as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse.
Now, this is one of the precepts that fuels sin in the Christian church. It's bedrock Christianity. For as many as are under the works of the law are under the curse. So what does that mean? If you are working the law, then you are under the curse of the law. If you're trying to keep the law, then you're cursed. You UPK Israelite brothers are cursed because you in there keeping the law. Read the next verse.
For it is written.
For it is what?
For it is written.
For, meaning because. It is written. Go ahead.
Cursed is everyone that continueth not.
Cursed is everyone that continues.
Continueth not.
Cursed is everyone that continues.
Not.
Read the whole thing. Cursed is everyone that continues. Is that what it says?
Continueth not.
Yeah, don't pause. There's no comma there. Does it say cursed is everyone that continues?
Cursed is everyone that continueth not.
That's what it says. Read it again.
Cursed is everyone that continueth not.
Read it again.
Cursed is everyone that continueth not.
So how could what the Christians say be true? Because the Bible right after it says, cursed is everyone that continues not. Keep going.
In all things which are written in the book of the law.
In some things.
In all things.
In a few things.
In all things.
In tithes.
In all things.
In only not murdering.
In all things.
In all things. You're not cursed because you keep the law, which is what they say about the law. If you're out there keeping the law, you're cursed. Right under it, it says, you're cursed if you don't continue to keep it. So clearly their understanding about the verse ahead is not true. So now what does the verse ahead mean? Now I'll break it down for you. Read it again.
This is the book of Galatians 3 verse 10. For as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse.
Who is of the works of the law? The people of the works of the law are the people who do not have Jesus Christ to pay their debt for the sins they committed, which is the point of this precept. Who were those people 2,000 years ago? The Sadducee and Pharisee. The people who did the scenes, the zealots, the people that did not believe in Jesus Christ. They just believed that whatever they did, they were either justified because they were right or they were wrong because they broke the law. That's it. They didn't believe in Christ. So it's like saying, if I've committed a crime, then arrest me. If I committed a crime, then arrest me. That's what everyone was thinking before Christ. But that is a stupid thing to say, because all of us have committed crimes. The Pharisee committed crimes. The Pharisee were sinners. The Zealots were sinners. They were hypocrites. The Sadducee all broke the law, all of them. It's in the Bible. So to say that I don't need Jesus Christ to pay my debt, you'd be a fool, because you have not continued in the law. So the only way you can make it is if someone pays for your past crimes, because you have committed them. Now read it from the top and continue to the next verse.
For as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse, for it is written, cursed is everyone that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them.
So if you want to live, you're going to have to first acknowledge that Jesus Christ is the only way you get a chance to live, because you are under the curse, because you celebrated Christmas, which is a sin. You celebrated New Year's Eve and Halloween. Celebrating Mother's Day is a sin. So remember this next year. Every one of you that celebrated Mother's Day committed a heinous act against God this year. So you deserve to pay with your life. The only way that you can be free from what you've done today, which you did yesterday, is if Jesus Christ gave his life for you celebrating Mother's Day today. Now, next year, you can have a fresh start. Now you can start over. Now you can stand up to the pressure of Mother's Day next year. You're so weak, you couldn't even stand up to it. I'm going to explain why in a second. It's so weak, you couldn't even stand up to Mother's Day. What are you going to do, rule the world? Fight white supremacy? You'll be crushed with Mother's Day guilt. You can't do anything at all that requires strength. Mother's Day is a sin. If you did it, you need Christ. You need Jesus if you celebrated Mother's Day. Here's the good news. Now that you know it's wrong, now you can keep the law and never celebrate Mother's Day again. And you better never celebrate Mother's Day again. Why? Because it is written, whosoever does not continue to do everything in the law is cursed. So I can't celebrate Mother's Day again. I've already done that. Jesus Christ gave his life for my forgiveness. Now I can start over. That's the point of this. Everyone is worthy of death. Everyone is worthy of punishment. Now, knowing that, acknowledge that you owe your life to him. Follow him. Do what he wants you to do. Now your debt is clean. Now you don't owe anybody anything. Now you can just continue to keep the law. Now you can start from here, just like a man on parole. This concept of Christianity would not work in any society at all. It would never work in America. It would never work in Great Britain. You could never go into the court and say, Your Honor, I unalived 3 people. I sold drugs. I assaulted children. Please forgive me and let me go so I can keep doing it. So I can go unalive more people. So I can go assault more children. The judge would go, I'm not letting you out of jail. You're going to be a recidivist. You're going to continue to do the things that I was going to let you out for. What judge would let you out of jail if you told him you were going to continue to do the things that got you put in jail? You think Jesus Christ is that way? You think he'll let you continue to eat pork after he gave his life? You think he'll let you continue to celebrate Mother's Day? No. You better continue to keep the law, because he paid your debt for what you've done in the past. That's the point, all right? Next, pregunta.
This is from Officer Isupk out of Louisville, California.
Asar Bakad, I see you, warrior. Let's hear your question.
He said, Shalom, General, if I may, my Lord, have a breakdown of what it meant when the Bible says Moses spoke face to face with the Most
time.
No problem, Maury. I appreciate your question. When the Bible says that Moses spoke to the Most High face to face, meaning he did not read the stars the way Adam did. The way Adam received instruction from the Most High God, but he received instruction from reading the instruction that was written in the constellations. You find that in the book of Revelations, the 20th chapter, I believe, or 22nd chapter. Adam looked up at the stars. He read those constellations. With those instructions, he knew what to do on earth. He knew how to subdue the garden. He knew science from reading the constellations. He knew what to do with the animals from reading the constellations. That is not what happened with Moses. With Moses, he spoke to an angel of the Most High God who gave him the instructions face to face, meaning the Most High sent a messenger. That messenger was an angel. That messenger gave Moses the instructions. It was a conversation. Remember, Moses went on that mountain, brother, and Moses heard the sound of the people at the bottom of the mountain. And Moses heard him, and the Lord said, "Thy people Israel are making a golden calf and going back to Egypt right now. I will unalive all of them and start a nation with you." Moses said, "Lord, if you do that, the Egyptians will shame us. They will say that you let us out into this wilderness simply to unalive us. You will be shamed by the reputation you'll get for unaliving your people." The Most High said, "All right, Moses, no problem." He let Moses go. He walked down halfway out that mountain, brother. He saw Joshua, the Puerto Rican brother. Joshua said, "There's a fight in the camp." Moses said, "It is not a fight. It is not men training for a fight, but it is the Israelites sinning against the Lord thy God." He went down off that mountain, brother, and he was extremely judgmental. I pray you understand. At the end of that, everybody understood they should listen to Moses and do what he tells them to do. All right? That was the communication. It wasn't just reading it and doing it. It was a conversation. It was him talking to the Lord and being able to understand what the Most High wants. He went down off the mountain, brother, and went to perform his duty to show his quality, brother. That's the difference between him and Adam. Everybody understands. Next.
Sir. This is from Officer Mahayaman on God. He says, "Shalom, General. With your grace, can I get a breakdown of Matthew 21:9?
What's the brother's name?
Zakaria on God.
No problem, Zakaria. I appreciate you, warrior. Read the precept for him.
In Matthew chapter 21, verse 9, specifically must know who is Hosanna.
Okay, go ahead. I'm going to give you my Mother's Day question in 1 second. You can ponder it while I continue to answer these questions, all right? Go ahead.
Book of Matthew, chapter 21, verse 9. "And the multitude that went before and that followed cried, saying, Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord."
Hosanna is not a person, it's a compliment. Hosanna, I believe, is, the Most High with us, or not, that's something else. Hosanna. Alexa, what does the word Hosanna mean?
The word Hosanna is a Hebrew phrase that means save us or deliver
Right.
us. and
Alexa,
is often-
stop. That's it. So David came through the city and he's like, the people are like, "Save us, deliver us." They're saying that to David because they know that David is the king and he's going to deliver them from the Philistines, from the Edomites, from the Moabites. He's going to defend them, which is what a king was supposed to do. And he showed his quality that day with Goliath, brother. And now he was king over Israel, and the people wanted him to defend them, which is what a leader is supposed to do. Everyone understands. So it's not a person, like it's a compliment, it's a cheer. You understand? All right, next. Please put this question up on the screen. Okay, this is something I've always wondered about Mother's Day. I would like to see if anyone out there could answer it for me. All right. This is a song that was on the internet this week. This is Mr. T's Mother's Day song. Raise your hand if you've heard this before, Mr. T's Mother's Day song. Oh, good. You're in for a treat. This is Mr. T singing a Mother's Day song back in the 80s. Go ahead and play it. Stop. So, Mr. T said, Mr. T said, mother, there is no other. And I find that that phrase is wrapped around the concept of loving your mother. There's no one else like her. I'll always love my mother. She's my favorite girl. There ain't nobody like your mom. You only get one of them. Ain't nobody else like mom. And what I wonder is there some competition? What is that? What is that? Why do they say that? Anytime anyone even speaks about loving their mother, they will make sure to say, she's the only one. She's the only one. Have you heard this before? You had to. Or else you heard it subconsciously, but it's in every concept of loving your mom. You love your mom? Yeah, man. Listen, that's the one. She's the only one. Ain't nobody like her. She's the one. I would like you to tell me why. What are they saying? Why do they say that? I don't get it. I want to understand it. I have my reasons of what it might come from, but we'll see what you say. Think on that amongst yourselves while I go and answer these questions, all right? Keep going up. No, with the questions.
Oh, okay, Kyle, sir. Kyle Khan, this is from AWOL. He says, Salakia, sir, can I get a breakdown on Matthew 17 to 19 to 20?
No problem, huh?
He's asking what Christ actually meant in this parable about the mountain moving.
No sweat. Go ahead and read it.
This is from Matthew 17, verse 19. Then came the disciples to Jesus apart and said, why could not we cast him out? Verse 20. And Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed. Let me break it down. Let me just catch you up on everything, all right? This is Jesus Christ. The disciples went out and tried to cast a demon out of someone, right? This was a powerful demon. They weren't up to it yet. They weren't ready to do it, right? The disciples, before Jesus Christ left, their strength, their faith was weak. They didn't understand many things, which is why they continued to water baptize, even after Jesus Christ told them not to water baptize, but they didn't understand it. So they went out and they tried to heal someone, it didn't work. They tried to cast a demon out, it didn't work. So then they're asking him, why didn't it work? And then read right from there where his question was, where his answer was. Skip up above it a little bit. Because of your unbelief.
Because of your what?
Because of your
Now, this is the disciples of Christ. Because of your unbelief. That's why it didn't work. You don't believe enough for it to work yet. That's why it didn't work. You don't believe. You don't have faith. You don't believe yet. That's why you were unable to perform that task. Keep going.
For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed.
If you have faith as the grain of a mustard seed, I don't know if you've seen a mustard seed before. It's like a period on a sentence. It's very, very small. If you have faith like the grain of a mustard seed, go ahead.
Ye shall say unto this mountain, remove thence to yonder place.
You shall say to this mountain. So remember, he's outside, he's speaking to them. They're asking him why. Why did this happen? Why did we fail? It's because you don't believe. If you had the faith of a mustard seed, which tells you what about the 12 disciples? They didn't have this much faith. Do you understand? They didn't. He's chastising them. If you had this much faith, nigga, you would have healed them. You don't have this much faith. That's why it didn't work. So first, he's chastising them. This would elaborate and let you know why they went out to continue to water baptize, because they didn't have this much faith, this little bit. If you had this little bit, you would tell this mountain that I'm pointing at, that's right here because we're outside, you would tell this mountain to move, and it would get up and move. If you just had this much faith. What's the brother's question? What does this mean? This is about your failure to believe in anything at all, that you have to fight and conquer for. You don't believe in it. And that's why you fail as a people, because you just do not believe. Commanding General Yohana believes. You understand? He believes. His belief is greater than mine. His faith is greater than mine. And that belief in the name of Yahushua Christ built this. Because when there was nothing, when we were just crazy nuts who believed in having more than one woman and believed that Jesus Cristo, and believed that Diablo, that hombre es hombre Diablo. Come on, boy, say it again. El hombre blanco es al diablo. El hombre blanco es al diablo. That's all we believed, and they thought we were crazy. Now the Hebrew Israelites are everywhere. Rappers talk about you. Everybody is thinking about you all the time, everywhere. Commanding General Yohana believed when there was nothing, but he had faith. You fail in your marriage because you don't have this much faith. That's why your marriage is a shame and a shambles. That's why your children are crying every night. That's why your life is the way it is, because you're in the truth, but you don't have this much faith. So you can't do anything. You're incompetent because you just don't believe. You don't believe that these principles, you don't believe that what we teach, if you apply them, they will save the life of your family, of your wives, of your husband. It will change everything in your life. You're a failure because of your lack of belief. If you believed in something, if you had this much faith, you would move a mountain. That's what it's talking about. It's using the mountain as a metaphor for an impossible task that is impossible, but you could do it, but you don't even have this much faith, and that's why you can't raise children, you can't get off of cigarettes, you can't get off of weed, you can't stop, you bitches, you can't stop talking, you undignified women. You're tempted by your ex on Instagram or whatever, or, you're still talking to your ex. You long for him, the same man that you left because he had another woman, or he cheated on you, or he was beating you, or God knows what. You're so tempted by his attention now, aren't you, on Instagram? Your husband is going to find out you're talking to him. Your husband is going to go through your phone and find out that you're still talking to your ex. You know why? Because, idiot, you don't even have this much belief. It's so tiny. If you had this much, my God, you'd have the wonderful marriage that you wanted when you were a little girl. You have that. You could do anything. The possibilities of your achievements in life would be supernatural. But you fail at everything because you don't believe. Because you don't believe. Captain.
Yes, sir. Okay, so now, is it more like action, or is it more like knowing that one day it is going to be done?
What makes you think you even know if you don't have any actions? I'm only talking about actions. Talking to your ex on Instagram is an action. The evil thing you do is an action. You talk to your ex on Instagram. You sent him pictures. You're talking to him, telling him how mad you are at your husband because he has another woman. That's an action. Evil is an action. Righteousness is an action. Huh? Righteousness is not thinking. What the hell are you talking about? You ever left a woman because of what she thought? But you are going to leave that woman because of what she did. You're not going to leave her because of her thoughts in her brain. Have you ever kicked a man out of school because of his thoughts? No. But I've kicked out a stadium full of men because of what they've done. And I'm going to kick out another stadium of men for actions, not thinking. You understand? Anything else? That's the breakdown. All right. Next.
Sir. This is from Trooper Alazar by Yahweh. He says, Salaki, sir, I got a general breakdown of Proverbs 6. I would like the entire chapter, but of course I would appreciate that much if you fit this class for a while.
Well, the water for being reasonable, brother. That's a reasonable man. Give him a hand. I would like you to break down the Bible today, but I'll take a couple of verses if you can give them to me. Listen, just work with me out. That's all I'm asking. I appreciate it. What does he want? How many verses?
I'll start with the first.
No problem. Go ahead.
Chapter 6 and verse 1. My son, if thou be sure surety for thy friend. If thou hast stricken thy hand with a stranger, thou art snared with the words of thy mouth.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I want to give this to you, Daya. I'm just going to screenshot this to you because it's asking me to open this up. Some type of sign up for some site. And I've done that in the past and put more viruses on my phone than a damn, clinic. All right, hold on. All right. Okay, read it again, please.
Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 1. My son, if thou be surety for thy friend.
The word surety means you are a guarantor of him. It's like car insurance. You have an insurance company. You pay them a certain amount of money every month. They insure you. Meaning if you get in an accident, they're going to pay for the damages. You won't pay. The insurance company will pay. That's the theory. Everyone understands, right? Well, if you are a guarantor of your friend's actions, meaning you say, well, if he gets in trouble, if he makes a mistake, I'm going to pay for it. I'm the one that's going to pay for his debts that he incurs. I'm the one that's going to pay for his accidents. If you do that, go ahead.
Thou be stricken thy hand with a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Thou art snared with the words of thy mouth.
If you strike your hand with a stranger, striking your hand is like this. It's a deal. We got a deal? No problem. I'm going to pay for your debts. I agree. No sweat. We struck hands, which means we touched, which means we're friends, which means we agree. We strike hands on it. Hit hands. The word strike means to hit. This is not talking about shaking hands because Israelites do not shake hands. Israelites strike hands. They hit hands. Everyone understands. That's our culture in the truth. It's been our culture for thousands of years. Not to shake hands, but to hit them. Everybody understands. Well, if you do that with a stranger, if you say, all right, you make a mistake, I'll pay for it. Deal. If you do that, go ahead.
Do this now, my son.
Don't do that. That's the point. Don't be some stranger's insurance. Don't do that. You don't know him. You don't know her. Why are you doing that? Who am I talking about? Your cousin. That's what I'm talking about. That nasty person. Your dirty cousin who's an enemy to God. Your cousin, Jesus, you got to flee from cousins. And them uncles too. They right up there with it. Uncles. Who's on your couch? My cousin. He's staying with me. He got evicted. He's sleeping on my couch, smoking weed in my living room. My children's breathing in the weed every damn day. He's my cousin, though. So I took him into you took him into your home. So you guarantee he's not going to harm your children or try to sleep with your wife. You guarantee, don't you? Okay, come on in, cousin. No problem. You're gonna pay for his debts. Okay. Don't do that, dummy. You don't know him. You women, you'll do the same thing. Forget about who you let in. Is it your cousin or your sister usually with a woman? Who is it? Or is it Gail from work? Sometimes it's just the sister from work out with a woman. She usually has children. So that you got to feel compassion for the kids. So she got to let the kids in, let the woman come in and stay in the house. In about a month, they'll be scratching each other's faces off in the kitchen. How much time do you give them? Go ahead.
Last month, she said she let him in, and then like 30 days later, she came in and saw him with another man in her face.
Was he wearing purple? Listen, that's a rough deal. That's why a lot of you dummies out there, you women, I don't know how you leave a man in the school when you know what you have in store for you out in the world. I don't know how you do it. That's a big risk, man. I know. I mean, it's like he got another woman, so you leave him. What are you getting into out there? Lord be with you. Well, that's what the breakdown is, all right. Next. Let me get this brother up front. This brother up front looks like every brother I've seen in the school since I've been in the truth. Stand up over here, man. This is the one West cat here. I don't know how y'all do it. Listen, I don't know what Commander General Yohana does, but brothers in the school lock look like brothers I met in 95. You don't change. That's the best way I could understand, make you understand it. This could be the 80s, and you would see him. He'd be walking around in the school in 85, in 90, in 92. It would be him standing there. He looks like everyone I've seen since 1995. Go ahead, Warrior. What's your name? Officer Tanya. Give him a hand. Well done. What do you want to say, Listen, I ain't talking about him. Oh, he wasn't the truth. Who was your uncle?
I just asked.
Uh-huh.
I asked his name. Something like that.
I can't recall Salakia, but hardcore. Go ahead.
I had a question, basically a breakdown on Adam, on Genesis 2, verse, how he got his bread.
Okay.
On Genesis, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 21. It says, and the Lord caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. I just want to understand what that.
I'll break it down for you. Have a seat. The water, give my hand. Let me explain now. Okay, first of all you need to know first is that blacks and Hispanics wrote the Bible. And so it's in slang. It's not literal, right? Blacks and Hispanics speak in slang. So Adam, this is how Adam got his wife. I'm going to break it down for you as you read it, all right? Start from the top, from where you want to.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam.
So now, if you're black, then what does it mean to sleep on something? What does it mean if I say you were sleeping? What does that mean? You use this term today. But give him a shot, you die. If I say, how'd that happen to you? I was asleep. I was sleeping. I was asleep. Listen, you better wake up. You know what that means, right? So what does that mean? Please, officer. What's your name again? Tanya. What does that mean? Lion of the Lord. Well done. Well said. What does that mean to be asleep on something or to be asleep in a situation? You weren't paying attention. Perfect answer. Adam if he would have been paying attention, he would have never chose this woman. Never. If he would have been paying attention, he wasn't paying attention. He didn't plan on doing this, right? This was not something that was customary in his time. In his time, they would never choose this woman. They would choose a different kind of woman, especially someone with Adam's prestige and knowledge. Remember, this is after the seventh day, after he was a man who knew how to farm, who knew how to put the earth in order, who knew how to name the animals. There's a kind of woman that a man like that chooses. Adam did not choose a woman like that. He chose a kind of woman that he would never choose in his situation, a man of his prestige and ability and authority. There's a kind of woman that man chooses. He chose a whole different kind of woman. You die.
If I could, sir, when you bring it out so heavy, sir, that's a term that we tell brothers every day. Like, you sleeping on the sister that's good for you.
Ain't that something? I totally forgot that. Give him a hand. That is, he's telling us the truth. You're sleeping on her. You looking at this thing, this nasty thing on Instagram. That's all you see. You sleeping on that. That's where it's at, right there. Well, Adam was sleeping on her. He didn't want her. He wanted the type of nasty person that you want on Instagram. He wanted Kim Kardashian. That's what he wanted. Why? Because he's a billionaire. Adam received the knowledge from the Most High, brother. He wasn't some groveling, scrounging animal like everyone else. Everyone else was like Neanderthal men in the time of Adam. They were like Cro-Magnon men. They were scrounging around, worshiping the stars and worshiping trees. Adam understood life and understood knowledge and science. He was a rich man. Rich men marry Kim Kardashian. That's who they marry. Rich men marry women who are not their rib, who are not their bone, who are not their flesh and blood. That's who rich men marry. Rich men don't marry homegirls. Adam married a homegirl. Adam married a woman from around the way. Do you understand? He didn't marry some tall Viking supermodel. He didn't marry her. He didn't marry Kim Kardashian. He didn't marry a runway model from Sweden. He married a homegirl, flesh of his flesh, bone of his bone, flesh and blood. He married her. He was sleeping on this homegirl, sleeping on this family woman. Keep going.
God. And he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof.
He took one of his ribs. Adam went into his family and took one of his family members, married one of them, and made her his body, his rib. The term rib, you find this in Genesis when Laban saw Jacob. He said, behold, I see that thou art of my flesh. Thou art of my flesh and blood. Flesh and blood is slang today for what, warrior? Your family. We use it today. That's my flesh and blood, man. We're in the same body. We're in the same body. We have the same flesh and blood. Eve was in Adam's family. Intelligent, rich, and accomplished men did not marry women in their family. They don't today. You understand? There's a woman you choose when you're poor, and there's a woman you choose once you sign the NBA contract. Those are two different women. You understand, right? There's a woman you choose when you have nothing, and then there's a woman you choose when you become a doctor, when you become a lawyer, when you join when you're in the NFL. That's a different kind of woman. You're sleeping on her. You want this one. Adam was sleeping on Eve, but the Most High had him marry her. You understand? He took one of his ribs. Go ahead.
Oh, God. And closed up the flesh.
And took one of his ribs and closed it up. Meaning what? Took this rib, made it part of him, and sewed it up. Which meant what about Eve? She became what? Part of him. He took from his family and created a family. That's what it means, which is what you're about to read right now. So imagine you go take a woman who's a black woman, who's an Hispanic woman. She's already your family, right? Every black person, every Mexican, every Guatemalan, every Haitian are your distant cousins. You get my point? Which is why to this day, what do black people call each other? Mexicans call each other hermano, brother, sister. We use these terms today because we know that all of us are family. You take a woman from your family, put her in your body, seal it up. Now you'll make a new family with someone from your family. Flesh that came from my flesh. Bone that came from my bone. That's what Adam was. Family that came from family. That's what every black woman is. If you have a black woman that's your wife, she's family because you married her, right? Where did she come from? Family. She came from family. She was your family before you married her. But if you marry a white woman, you're taking from someone else's family and making her your family. So she's family. A white woman would be family from another family. An Hispanic woman would be family from your family. That's what Adam did. Keep reading.
God. And closed up the flesh instead thereof. Verse 22. And the rib.
And the instead, I think some fake Israelites break this down like he sealed up his family. He didn't. He sealed up him because he took this rib and put this rib in him. Do you understand? So she became his family from family. Go ahead.
God. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said,
So the rib, the family that the Most High God took from man. Who's the man? Adam. The rib that the Most High God took from Adam's family. He took a woman from Adam's family and did what? Gave her to Adam. He took a woman from your neighborhood, from your barrio, from your hood, from your reservation, and gives her to you. Keep going.
God made he a woman and brought her unto the man.
He made her a woman. He took her and made her a woman. The word woman is just like man, meaning now you are of man. Now you are his. Now you're with him. Before you were in this family together. Now you're with him. Do you understand? Keep going.
And Adam said, this is now bone of my bone.
Read that again.
And Adam said, this is now bone of my bone.
Alexa, what does the word of mean? Alexa, what does the word of mean?
Of can mean having a particular intention or signifying something. It is a preposition that often indicates the relationship between the word it precedes and the object or concept being referred to.
Stop, Alexa. I hope you just got that. The relationship between, Alexa, stop. The relationship between it. So bone of your bone, which would mean this is bone from your bone. This comes from you. It's a relationship to you. This is flesh of my flesh. I went into my flesh and I found flesh. I went into my bone and I found bone. These Black and Hispanic women are my family, distant cousins, but I want to make a family. So I'm taking one of them and making them part of me. Now they're my family. They come from family. Flesh of flesh. Flesh from flesh. Flesh from bone. Bone from bone. This is now flesh of my flesh. Bone of my bone. If you marry a Black woman or an Hispanic woman, you have taken from your family and you're creating a family. That's what flesh of my flesh means. That's what bone of my bone means. Keep going.
God and brought her unto the man. So like it. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man.
She was taken out of man, meaning what, warrior? From whose from whose family? Adam. Adam is the man. This is now woman because she was taken out of man. He's the man. I'm calling her woman because she comes from me. She comes from me. This is now woman because she comes from man. Who's the man? And ain't but one man we're talking about, Adam. I'm calling her woman because she comes from me. This is my distant cousin. I would have never slept with her. I want Kim Kardashian. I want someone from outside my village. I want someone that looks different than my aunts, looks different than my mother, looks different than my sister. I don't want someone that looks like the homegirls around the way. I was sleeping on her, but the Most High God wanted me to be with her. I see that now. So now that I've done this, I'm going to call her woman because she comes from me. She's from my family. So now I'm man. She's of man. She's what man. Everybody understands? Keep going. I'm missing my Mr. T. I was supposed to be getting into that. I'm missing the whole Mother's Day breakdown. Do I need to break that down? Do you know Mother's Day is from sin? You got Google, don't you? You can look up the origin of Mother's Day. It's a pagan, Roman, and Greek holiday. It comes from the Greeks and the Romans who worship this goddess called, I forgot the name. There's so many. I want to say it's Helena, not Helena. What's the one that begins with an H? Let me do these real fast, all right? Do you get this, Warrior, or not? You get the whole thing, all right. Clap it up. All right, let's get Mother's Day fast as I can, all right? Okay, take down Mr. T. Do you know how to work this for me? If you don't, let me know. I send him a link, give him the history of Mother's Day. If you don't have that, then you can look it up in your phone and read it for me. The history of Mother's Day comes from the Greeks and the Romans. It's to worship a goddess, the goddess of, was it Maya? Rhea, Salakia. Rhea is the goddess of Mother's Day. They gave Rhea flowers and fruit on Mother's Day. Mother's Day is ancient, right? Ancient. They've been worshiping the mother goddess forever. It's the goddess Rhea, who is the mother of all goddesses. Everybody gets me. Her name is Rhea. You can look her up on your own time. Now, in modern history, there was a woman named, Jesus, stand by. There was a woman named, hold up. Okay, here we go. What is this woman? She's the same woman that made some other stupid holiday. It's not Margaret Sanger. Someone look this up. Y'all got Google, man. Why am I the only one that Googles things? All right, what's her name? Go ahead. Yes, Anna Jarvis. Give him a hand. Anna Jarvis lost her mother. Her mother died. Anna Jarvis is another holiday comes from Anna Jarvis. I forget which one it is, but it's another one. Anna Jarvis was real popular with getting alcohol prohibited in America, right? Anna Jarvis. This is in the 1800s. Her mother died. Her mother's birthday is the day you celebrate Mother's Day on. That is her mother's birthday, Anna Jarvis. She loved her mother. Her mother, she was the historians say she was obsessed with her mother, Anna Jarvis. She was already so popular and had so much political power, she pushed Congress to make her mother's birthday Mother's Day. Her Mother's Day is April 12th, is that right? That is, I'm sorry? Yes. May 12th, Salaki. Mother's Day is May 12th. That is Anna Jarvis's mother's birthday, May 12th. You get that? That's when they had the memorial for Anna Jarvis's mother's dying. Her memorial was on May 12th. She pushed this through Congress. Now every mother gets worshipped on May 12th. But it's before Anna Jarvis. It goes back to Rhea. It's in April. Why? Because April is a goddess. Not April, sorry. April is a whole other god. Maya is another god. All of these are women goddesses that people worship. That's the history of Mother's Day. It goes back to Rhea, the mother of the goddesses. They gave her flowers. They put flowers on her altar, fruit on her altar. I had more precepts. I had more history about the money that they make on Mother's Day. I want to say it's $3.10 billion they made Sunday. $3.10 billion. It is also the day when restaurants get the most money out of the year, Mother's Day. This entire economy of restaurants runs on Mother's Day. And it's a $3.7 billion in one day. In a day. Meanwhile, you're sitting in the ghetto. You're living in your car. You're driving Uber Eats. You're Ubering every day and night. But meanwhile, they make $3.8 billion in a day. Go ahead, Warrior, up front.
It says Mother's Day last year, 2023, made $35.7 billion.
Salakia. My apologies. 35 point what? 0.7 billion dollars in a day. You're Ubering. You're driving around in your car all damn day, making TikTok videos in your car because you live in your car. Anyway, let's answer this question right here from Mr. T. Play the video again from Mr. T. I send you Daya another video. I'm sure he probably didn't send it to you. I'll wrap this up and I'll answer the question for you. Go ahead and play it real quickly. Stop up. Play the beginning again. Lord be with Mr. T. He's not the most articulate brother in the world. But I understand. Great. This is all I need right here. Stop. That's all I need. Mother, there is no other. That concept is in every form of mother's love. Meaning I've never heard of my father. There ain't no other. There ain't no other father. It's only one father. I've never heard that in my life. If you have, just tell me. I've just never heard that concept in my life. But when it comes to a mother, you always have to stress that there is no other one but her. Can anyone tell me why? I've given you time to ponder it and to think about it. Anyone online? Hold up, sis. I got a feeling you might know the answer. You look like you know the answer. All right, let me give someone else online a shot, and then I'll come to you, all right? Why? Why is that? Mother, she's my favorite girl. She's the only one. My mom is the only one. No, nobody's not like my mom. That's the only one I love is my mama. I love her more than anybody. My mama. Why do you always have to stress to your mom that she's the only one? Anyone online giving it a shout out? Let me give them the answer. Let me break the suspense. All right? Sister, what do you want to say? Okay. Okay, you're right on the point. Give her a hand. She's right there. I'll tie the loose ends up for you. Go ahead, Ak. What do you want to say up front?
Because by Chanakh, Yahweh,
Kanak,
Kanak, Salakia, sir, because we raised, Salakia, sir, because we are raised by our mothers and honor them.
That's why you have to make sure she knows she's the only one. Why do you have to say that? Why is that necessary? How many mothers could you have? What are you even talking about? Only you might not know who your father is, but you know who your mother is. So why? It's not like it would make more sense if you said, "You're my daddy. I know you're the only one. I know you're my only father." Why? Because there's a possibility that he might not be your father. So you're making sure he knows you're the daddy. You're the one. You're my only father. Why are you reiterating to a woman that she's your only mother when how could you have another one? There's no question of who your mother is. Why do you have to say it so much? Does everybody get it? There's no reason to say that so much. You're the one. You're the only one. There is no one but you. Okay. Yeah, you only come out of one vagina. Everybody knows who you came out of. I might not know who put you in that vagina. I damn sure know who you came out of. So why am I constantly reiterating the fact that she's the only one? She's the only one. Can I break the suspense for you? You ready? Because you have to be monogamous to your mother. Because of monogamy. You have to make sure your mother knows that you are not cheating on her. I might have a woman, but guess what, Mom? You're my favorite girl. Not that bitch. Not her. You're my favorite girl. I would never cheat on my mom. She's the only one. There ain't no other like her. Your mother requires monogamy from you. And you have to be monogamous. You can only have one. You only get one. You only get one. You understand? Monogamy. You are monogamous to your mother. There are psychiatrists that have done this study. There's a study I sent you, Dyer, where this study said that good guys, nice guys, are monogamous to their mother. If you're looking for a good man, this is the popular belief. You want a good fella? That's what you niggas is in the IUIC. You a bunch of fellas. That's what they are over there, Rock. Fellas. A bunch of good fellas. You know what good fellas are? Monogamous to their mother. Did I make this up? This is in a psychological study. I'll post it online when I get out of here. A good Sabbath service for 18 hours, fella. Just a good, a good fella. He is monogamous to his mom. He'll get a woman, that's true. But you only get one mama. You only get one. There's no one like her. Women, stop requiring your son to be monogamous to you. It's disgusting. Monogamy has ruined motherhood. It's ruined it. Because according to the Bible, a man should leave mother and father and cleave unto his wife. A woman must leave her family and cleave unto her husband. You can't make your son monogamous. Your son is going to have to cheat on you to get a family. He's going to have to go get someone else. You make your son prove every year that that woman he has, she ain't the number one girl in his life. Monogamy ruined motherhood. It ruined it. Your husband can only have one girl, and you're it. That a lot of you can't even get along. There's so much hatred with your husband's mother. She hates you. Why? Because her son is cheating on her with you. That's her man. And now he's out there cheating on his mom with you. The mom will allow it as long as you know and she knows that she's his number one girl. Monogamy destroyed motherhood. I didn't make this stuff up. I just teach it, all right? With that said, I'll pass the class over to the police officer, Matamya. Give him a hand. We're going to stand by for Commanding General Johannes to show up. We're going to get it on and do what we've been doing, all right?
Isupk security announcement. With Isupk, so I was on West 125th Street, New York. Under Commander Mahayaman. Move a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. The